Hey, welcome back to the Business of Healthcare podcast. I hope you guys are doing well. So, back in episode 359, which was at the beginning of the year, which was 2026, I shared a podcast. I think it was titled Starting 2026 When You've Had a Tough Year. And in that podcast, I was sharing that if you didn't have that new year, new me energy and, all excited and got big goals and big dreams you wanted to go after, you are not alone. Some of you may be aware that my 13-year-old daughter, Talia, who had type 1 diabetes at the end of October, had a hypo in her sleep and she never woke up. And understandably and obviously that it's been horrible. It's been absolutely devastating. And I wanted to record a podcast on what it is like when you have lost somebody and then you've got to go back to work. Because unfortunately, I am not alone in this experience. And I just wanted to share some of my perspectives, just my experiences. And I really want to be clear on that. I can only speak from my own lived experience. I'm not giving advice. I'm not sharing that everybody will feel the same way as I do. But I did want to share because I know that I'm not alone in this. And if I can share some of my experiences and that makes somebody out there or you, I'll say like if that reaches you and you can relate to what I am saying and you take a bit of comfort in that, then that would be incredible. When Tali first died, people reached out to me and said, I too have lost a child, or I've recently lost my mum or my dad or my sister or my brother. And it means so much when people say, I think I can relate to some of the things that you are experiencing, and I just want to send you a virtual hug. It really does mean a lot when people do that. So I'm going to try not to waffle. Please give me some grace if I do. It is a very difficult topic. So the first thing I wanted to kind of share is I did a blog post on this actually, and it's called What to Say When You Don't Know What to Say. So people come up to me and say, oh, I don't know what to say. And then I think, I don't know what to say. So I want people to know that you don't know what to say. And I also don't know what to say. So you're not alone in that experience. I would say I don't appreciate it. It's going to sound so mean because I know everything people try to say and do and how they try to support me comes from a place of care and love. So I know that. But when people say, oh, Tara, you're living everyone's worst nightmare. Oh, somebody messaged me and honestly, I was in tears and I'm not joking for like a day. I got a message to say, I don't know how you can put one foot in front of each other. I don't know how you can get up. I don't know how you can bear to like survive. And that really hurt me. And it just felt like, why are you sending me this message? So I'm trying to work. Yeah. And then I'm getting messages on LinkedIn, like messages like, hi Tara, I don't know what to say. Or hi Tara, I don't know how you can manage to work. And so that's hard. That's hard when you're trying to work and you're receiving those sorts of messages. People want me to know that they are thinking about me. And I really do appreciate that. But I sometimes think between the hours of 9 and 5, receiving those messages and trying to be in work mode is, I find, really, really challenging. It sends me into a place where I don't want to be because I'm trying to work. So I think that's one thing that I am experiencing. I'm really trying to show up and be professional and not make other people feel awkward. I was really worried at the beginning that people wouldn't want to work with me. I'm not going to lie, I'm not I'm not the life and soul of the party. I mean, I never was anyway, to be fair, but I certainly am not now. Um, the energy is different. I am different. I am a completely different person since all this has happened, since we lost her. And I'm trying to show up to work, and people are they're trying to work with me and they're trying to tiptoe around the topic. And some people would just say, Tara, actually, one person, and I did appreciate this at the very beginning, her name was Liz. I was doing some facilitation and speaking at one of their events. And before we had a meeting, she emailed me to say, I just want you to know, I just wanted to let you know that I've heard. I'm so sorry. And I just wanted to acknowledge this before we meet. And that I did really, really appreciate. But since time has gone on, I don't need people to do that anymore, because it is taking a lot of my energy to show up, be professional with a smile on my face. But that's not to be mistaken. My professionalism at work is not to be mistaken that everything is great. And I used to fight this narrative before, in that, people are encouraged to bring their whole self to work. I am not bringing my whole self to work. I am trying to be very deliberate. There is work Tara and there is home Tara, and I don't want home Tara at work. Like, I'm coming to work. I want to work. I like my work. I love my work. And I was worried that I wouldn't like it anymore. I was really worried that I would think, like everything would be in the lens of Tali, if that makes sense. So when people complain, I would think, but your daughter's not just died. That would be I thought that I would think that. I don't think that. And I really don't. But I was really worried that I'd just think, and excuse my language, I was thinking, God, what if I just don't give a shit anymore? I was really, really, really worried that I just wouldn't care. But I do still care. I do still. People's problems are their problems. And that's it. Like, if you are concerned by, I don't know, whatever, you've got the right to think that. And I do think differently, but I can separate me from you, if that makes sense. So I was worried about coming back. I've come back. I'm trying to show up the best that I can and manage the emotions. I find it hard to switch. I was talking with my husband about this, and he was saying that he's a mortgage broker, that he doesn't find it too bad. So he will jump on a call with somebody and then they'll say, oh, I'm so sorry, I heard. And he will just say, oh, thank you. And then he just goes into work. Whereas there's like a physical reaction in my body. And because of that, actually, I have avoided situations. So I was supposed to speak at Best Practice, just on a panel with some colleagues, and I bottled it at the last minute. I just thought, you know what, I don't want to be in a room where people, like, they know and they look at me, so I know that they know. They don't know what to say. And some people say, people say, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. Are you okay? That question is so innocent and is the equivalent of like just going, hi, how are you? And it's not a genuine question. It's not like, hi, how are you? It's like, hey, how are you? I'm fine. Like that sort of chit chat. I find that really hard. I did it, obviously, at the very beginning I did. And people go, I hope you're okay. And I think, no, I'm not okay. My daughter's just died. Why are you asking me that? And sometimes on a bad day, I do think that, are you okay? I hope you're okay. It's like, in the end, I just go, yeah, I'm great. I'm not great, but it's just easier to say that. And obviously, I don't know what other people are going through, but in my mind, I woke up one day and my life just turned upside down. And then I walk into environments where I think nobody else has changed, so I am different, and people expect me to be the same. and I'm not the same, and I'm in a period where I'm trying to work out who I am, and I'm noticing things that I thought were important to me, I just don't give a shit about. So, some things, and things that I didn't realize that were important to me are really important, and I'm really passionate about. And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that. And I work with a psychotherapist, and he is amazing, amazing. And I'm so lucky and so grateful he is in my life. I really, really am. So my therapist explained to me that when, somebody, a family member leaves, you can't, for whatever reason, it changes all of your dynamics and has a knock-on effect to your relationships. And oh my God, I am experiencing that so, so much. There are people in my life that have been in my life for a really long time. I find it really hard to talk to. I don't know when this is going to be released, but we've got our 4th annual conference, PCM Plus, coming up in Nottingham. And I kind of co-host that with Ben Gowland, Dr. Hussein Gandhi, and Dr. Andy Foster. I'm really nervous about that. I was going to say I'm looking forward to it. I know it will be good because it's always good, and it's like they're my people. But I am nervous. So yeah, being in situations of large groups of people, and I'm just thinking, are they going to say something? Are they going to say something? Are they going to say something? Is constantly going through my mind. I'm nervous about being in groups with groups of people because I don't know how I'm going to respond. But I've never responded in a way that I have not wanted to. So the fear is not rational. I've never just burst into tears or had a panic attack, but there is a feeling like, God, what if I do that? What if I do that at work? I do not want to do that. So that is, that's something that I'm navigating. But there are positives. I mentioned I work with a psychotherapist, and I think the only advice I would give is that if you think you would benefit from therapy, I would recommend it, highly recommend it. It's been really helpful to think about my thoughts. And I think trying to find the language to describe my thoughts. So a good example of this is that some people say, oh, it must be really nice to be back at work. It's a nice distraction. And I know what they mean. But the word distraction is not quite the right word. Like, I've got a picture of Talia on my desk and the kids on my desk. I'm not distracted. I'm working and constantly thinking, part of me is not here, Talia's not here. So I'm not distracted, but I can work alongside that thought. Yeah. So I don't find it a distraction. And it's semantics. It's just, I'm just trying to describe how I feel. So working with a therapist has been really, really good with that. I don't think I landed on what the word is, but we were talking about the difference between distraction and displacement. So that's been helpful. I've got a couple of buddies. So one thing actually that has happened is that ever since Tali died, my friends Ali and Juliet message me in the morning, and that's it, like, morning. And when we talk about our day, like, we really will, like, it's only via like WhatsApp, so it's not like an essay, but it's like, oh, Ali will just let me know what she's up to. And I really like that. I like it when people just treat me normally. I kind of shy away from people trying to be really kind to me. And I think if people just treat me normally, I like that. And I think this is the difficulty with grief is, like, you're like a ball of contradictions. I do like it when people talk to me normally, but I had a message the other day where somebody said, oh, Tara, got a friend that was trying to get in touch with you, but she got a message to say that you were recently bereaved. And I was like, yeah, my daughter died. And she was like, oh, but you're back at work, can you help her? And it was like, no. It just sank about the message. It was just like, no, I don't like that. So it's really difficult. I want to be treated normally. When people say, I know your child died, but that's a no. That's like, that gets my back up. So I'm trying to work and just manage my thought process and the lens in how I receive people's comments. And I'm constantly feeling bad about how I may make other people feel. And the reason why I feel bad is because sometimes to manage those emotions, I do shut down a little bit. So I just, cut it down. Some people are like, how are you? Say it in a way. How are you? And I just think, I just will just like, oh, I just had a really nice coffee, or, oh, there's a bird. Like, I just really try not to, I'm trying to find something that doesn't say that I'm fine, but I just want to get out there. So it can, I think to be on the receiving end of that may feel like, oh, like that may not feel nice. I should so not record this. I should so not be saying this. People are never going to work with me. But I just have to remember why I'm doing this, because this is the reality of, or this is my reality of trying to work and show up, be authentic, be myself, have boundaries, be kind, be wanting to receive people's good wishes and receive their compassion, whilst it's hard. It is hard. Yeah. This is not your how-to video. It is a how-to podcast. Yeah. It's just hard. So it's a lot of thoughts. That's why I see. That's why I see a therapist. I hope this is making sense. And I suppose the point of this is the dialogue that is happening in my brain whilst I'm trying to run a business and trying to win clients. I do, it's hard. I am my business, so people are buying me. And when I show up on social media, LinkedIn is our main platform. Being visible is hard, and I'm trying to work out how to be visible in a way that feels good and not awkward. I hope this is making some sort of sense. Working whilst you are grieving is incredibly tough. And I think if you have a member of your team that has lost somebody, I would encourage you to just be as kind and give them the space and the flexibility and the compassion that they need. And I think that it's hard on people around you because they just want to be there for you. The amount of people that are like, do you want to meet up for a coffee? Do you want to meet up for a walk? Do you want to meet up for a coffee? And it's like, no, I don't want to, not at the moment. And it's no reflection on them. It's just where I am. Some people like to be alone. Some people like to be around people. We're all different. If you are listening to this and you have lost somebody that you love so deeply, I am sorry for your loss. And all we can do is take it day by day. And when it's a shit day, it's like you just take it hour by hour. I messaged a guy called Adam, is in my life. He lost his wife. He saw my initial post on LinkedIn and reached out to me. And he's been really good that when I'm in a bad place, he's like, right, okay, what are you going to do in the next hour? And just take it like hour by hour if you can't take it day by day. So that's a bit of advice. That's been really helpful. When you're really, really low, allow yourself to be low. But then it's sometimes helpful to think, okay, we've cried for 5 hours. let's get up. Have a shower. Right, I'm gonna have a shower. I'm gonna do my to-do list. I'm going to meet with X, going to record a podcast, is to then just take it day by day. And when you're not at work, I would say look after yourself, whatever that looks like. Just relax, be with your friends, be with your family if you want to, or be alone if you want to. Do the things that make you feel good. I do think that's important, and it can be hard to find those things. But yeah, there is a book called Soul for Happy, and he talks about he lost his son and it's got like a happiness list, and that happiness list on mine, it's like I like a coffee, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna make myself a really nice coffee. I like to go for a walk. I like, right, I'm gonna go for a walk. Those little things. It's just, it might not make you ecstatic, but yeah, just the little things in life. And actually, it's those, it's the little things that are lovely. When all's said and done, I have my family, I've got a roof over my head, I've got this business. But if I didn't have this business, I hope that I'd be employable. So, like, I've got skills to, I've got skills to work, whatever that work looks like. But the most important thing is, like your health, your happiness, and your family. Okay. I am going to stop now. Take care. And I hope that I hope some of this resonates with you.